they send us $150 for the year. All right.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For God and country.
Call this meeting to order. Mayor Kathy is not here, so I'm pro tem, so I'll be running the meeting today. We'll take a few minutes and read the minutes from last month to see if there's any corrections or on that. Any corrections to the minutes? Have a motion to accept the minutes?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
Motion's been
I'll
made.
second it.
Second. All in favor? All right, we'll open it up to any guests out there that would like to speak. Stand and state your name, please.
Elon. I've been gone for several months for the winter, so I just want to catch back up to speed a little bit, and I got a few questions. With the Relief Association, I take it the payments were made, and looking at the minutes and stuff to everybody, and that's a good thing that was finally done. And what were the results of the investigation conducted on the accusations of them absconding with any money from the old fire department members?
I guess I have not heard anything. I don't know if Kathy.
Was there any finding of wrongdoing or anything like that?
Like I said, I have not heard.
Because I know there was accusations made of
Yeah.
them stealing some monies.
Yeah.
So
as far
I
as
just wanted to know if there was any final determination on that. You know, Because if there were, I think there would have been charges brought.
Right, right. I have not,
Okay.
like I said, Kathy's not here and she did not relay any information.
And then I'd like to know who the responsible authorities are for the fire department. If somebody wants information, who do they request that from? And also with the Relief Association, who's the responsible authority for that? For information requests. So that's something that if you don't have the answer now, I'm sure that we can get it.
Or maybe we'll get it later on in the meeting.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine. That's all I have.
Okay.
My name is Keith Haskell. It's been a long time since I've been in Twin Lakes. I will keep this pretty brief because it is public comment, and I think that some of this unfortunately has to be public. Today I'm serving the city of Twin Lakes, their official intent to sue. That is a copy for the mayor. That is a copy for the city council. That is a copy for the fire department, and that is a copy for others. I didn't want to come to this. I spoke with Kathy for over 2 hours over a year ago to discuss this and volunteer my input to help in other areas. But since then, and with all the evidence that was gathered and information that has been sent to me and recordings and everything else, I don't feel I have a choice to bring the city council and the fire department into compliance with a lot of what our laws and statutes are, including your own policies and procedures that were not followed concerning my suspension as a firefighter and follow-up activity and action since then. This is formally a letter of intent to sue as required by Minnesota state statute. It is not the actual lawsuit, and there is provisions in it for out-of-court settlements without going to court. And at this time, I desire civil communication, so I'm going to leave it at that. I realize you may or may not want to comment. But it does give the city and the entities involved and the other individuals that aren't here that have to be served personally, it does give them 30 days to review this and make a decision. Please note that that is by statute. You only have 30 days to reply and respond, or the lawsuit automatically gets filed in Freeborn County District Court. Thank you.
Anybody else for public comments? Oh, and then I guess we will go to Freeborn County Commissioner, District 5, Nikki Ekstrom. Do you have any?
I have nothing this time to report. Thank you, though.
Okay. All right. Next on the agenda is the Fire Relief Association.
Sorry, it's just too hard to hear with the door open.
The city has sent an email to the state auditor's office last week requesting clarification on 3 items. One is the FRA bylaws and abilities to pay specific types of expenses and especially legal fees. 2 is, can the 6 elected FRA board members include a non-fire department member? And 3, regarding the gambling, what the city is aware of regarding the fire department members participating in gambling activities and volunteering events, collecting procedures, confirming that this is no conflict with the fire department members and the gambling management of any other organizations. And as far as I know, Kathy has not heard anything back, so I can't even comment on any of those because I did not know anything about that. And then Jeff Postumus wanted to be on the agenda, and Jeff is not here.
I can speak for you. PERA, we just, we attempted to get into PERA last year with the state. It's a volunteer, or a state volunteer firefighters, public employees retirement Association. We would like to take all of our Relief Association money and just the special fund and put into PERA, and that way there's never any issues. We don't have to invest the money. We don't have to do audits on the money yearly like we do now. Everything is done for us. And once a year, the state will do kind of like a actuarial guesstimate for us as to, you know, what we should be at for our Relief Association payout per year, and kind of review all of our accounts for us so that they just kind of manage the money for us. And that's kind of what we're shooting for. We wanted to get into it last year. It was a refusal to bring it to City Council's attention by the mayor, but this year we would like to bring that to your attention. We'd like to get permission to move forward with looking into PERA. They do need to look at our accounts and where they are and how much money is in them and different things like that, and give us an actuarial estimate by July 15th. So we thought, you know, bring it to your attention now, and if we can get that permission to move forward with that, then we'll just go ahead and send it to them and they can get that started for us.
I guess this is the first I'm hearing about it, so I'm not exactly sure. So you're still in the process of getting more questions answered, or what the procedures are going forward on this. You're not ready to turn over the money right now to them.
We're legally not allowed to until January 1st.
Okay.
So what they ask is that we know the procedures on how it's done. It's just a matter of, we need City Council's permission to roll it to a PERA account versus us investing it on our own. In the past, they had it in PERA at one point, and I believe it was like 2007 when they had taken it out of PERA because some different interest rates were good, and they did a great job. They went to State Farm, they went to Vanguard, they did good investing the money. When you invest it on your own, you also have to do the audits on it every year, and that's where our accountant Lance Scope comes in. But it's kind of expensive to do those audits, and it's a lot of paperwork, and it's a lot of time out of the Relief Association secretary's days, months, year to get that all ready. Whereas the state would handle that for us. They invest our money for us, they keep it safe for us, and when somebody wants to retire, they say, hey, I'm ready to retire. And they call the phone number at the state for PERA, and they say, I'm ready to retire, I was on Twin Lakes Fire Department, cash me out. And they go ahead and send them a check. It's all taken care of for us.
I didn't think that once you invested with PERA that you can request your money back, because once it's there, it's there, you know, and stuff. So I guess I don't remember that the fire department, yeah.
I'm not sure how that would have been done. That would have been before I was around.
Like I said, I don't remember as long as I've been here and that it was here.
Yeah, but we'd like to go into PERA now at this point.
Janelle, we were never in PRA with the Fire Relief Association. They wanted us to be at one point in time, but we did not do it.
So, any questions from the council or opinions or?
Well, if you went into that PERA, you don't have to pay your accountant to do that.
Correct. It would save us, last year it cost us $1,350, roughly, $1,300, $1,350 to just to have that audit. Now that's obviously not including all of my time and paperwork that I have to do. It would take it off of the secretary's plate. Right now I'm the secretary, so it's not too terrible because I have an office and I have, you know, all that kind of stuff set up. But what happens when somebody else is the secretary? I hope to not be the secretary forever.
Does the state charge any fees for that?
No, they don't.
They don't.
They don't. And actually, if we join in 2024, the state is offering a $10,000 gift, kind of, that they'll add to our account.
I think it sounds like a good idea.
So those firemen that are eligible, or are not eligible for their funds at this time, but have served enough time on the department in the past fire department, they would be able to still collect that through PERA.
Through PERA,
Yeah.
yes. Yep, so then when they're ready to retire, when they hit the age,
Yeah.
then they just call PERA and say, hey, I was on Twin Lakes Fire, and they'll have all the information already as to what years they were on,
Okay,
and they go ahead and have them sign a form, and they mail it back, and boom, they get a check.
okay.
Can you make a motion for that?
I guess
Just a-
she's looking for a motion to give,
Just to look into it?
I think we just need a motion, and then I think we'll need Lisa's signature as the administrative officer that, that the city is okaying us to turn over the dollar amounts, not the actual cash, but we turn over our dollar amounts and where they're sitting, and then they'll do estimates for us, and they'll figure out, what would be the best place for us in that PERA fund.
Okay.
Do you have to have Kathy's signature on it, or?
I don't believe so. It said Chief Administrative Officer, and I think that would be Lisa.
Well, I make the motion that it should be looked into. You know, that they should find out more about it and maybe bring it back to the council.
Yep.
motion's been made,
I'll second that.
made in second. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. You want to continue with the fire department then, with anything else, Janelle?
The FRA stuff that you have written here, the Fire Relief Association is a whole separate entity, whole separate company. I would say that as the city, you should probably stop meddling in it because it is a separate company. The city has no right to be meddling in it, and that's not, it won't be stood for much longer.
Anything on the fire department? Okay. There is on the agenda here that, about the garage and the space and what is fire department and what is, city hall. We've talked about this before, and, about getting it cleaned out and reorganizing the old, fire hall down there. I think it's just a process that's gonna take time. It's nothing that can be done right now. There was, on item 3, there was some cameras that were discovered in the hall and brought to the mayor's attention, and they were removed because they were not pre-authorized from the city council. And Jeff contacted the Mayor Kathy about the cameras, and they said that they were being used for backing up the fire trucks back into the garage for safety. And right now the city does not allow cameras either for surveillance nor security. best thing to do is to purchase a backup camera mounted on the truck itself instead of having security or backup cameras mounted in the fire department.
I will tell you, I've got experience with backup cameras on emergency vehicles. The range of view you get isn't real great. They're okay, but the retrofit ones, now that's a good fire truck. It'll get the wet stuff to the red stuff and squirt water. But I think if you put a backup camera on that, it's gonna shake it to bits. We'll be replacing them on a regular basis. You know, if it was my ideal world, there'd be 360 cameras on like they're on the modern trucks. But the reality is with that truck, it's a rough one. You know, it's gonna shake the snot out of them. I thought the solution they came up with was very workable. And it actually gave a really good view of not only what's behind the truck, but along the sides. Because if Jeff was here, he can say before Twin Lakes got that truck, one of those flip-up doors ended up laying on the garage over at Lee Fire Department because the door got left open, and that stuff happens. I will guarantee it happens. I've been in EMS for 40 years. You want to think, yep, walk around every time. Yeah, when the tones drop, it doesn't always happen. Spotters. We've had a spotter program in place at Mayo Clinic Ambulance, well, prior to Mayo Clinic Ambulance, at Gold Cross Ambulance, for 30 years. I sit on the safety committee. Been on the safety committee for 28 years. And we still routinely investigate backing accidents, even with spotters. If you look at what Waste Management did, Waste Management started putting backup cameras on their trucks. And then they found out that they're looking so much at that camera that they started snagging stuff at the front of the trucks. So I don't know if you've ever seen them now, some Waste Management trucks up on the little curb feeler or the fender marker, they've got a camera up on the front on each side too, to watch down the sides of the truck. Their placement of the cameras took care of all of that. It was an inexpensive, kind of a high-tech but low-tech fix to it.
And if you look here, this was going to be mounted in the truck. The mount is still in there. And this was going to be hooked to those cameras. This is the only thing hooked to those cameras because it is solely for backing up. Nobody should be worried about a camera watching back up. If the truck's not backing up, it's not watching you. So, to me, it seems almost insane to say, we don't want anybody backing up and watching a camera. We can't have that. You don't want somebody to reverse and have a reverse camera. It almost seems insane, especially with literally every new vehicle built having backup cameras now. And some have this whole 360 view of your vehicle and parking for you and all that. We did have a little incident that a truck did kind of hit a piece of wood out there. So you know what? This was a great solution. Was, hey, let's get something that we can watch ourselves backing in, not just straight behind the truck, but from this angle, you can see this side. Make sure that that doesn't happen again. And if you look at the outside of the building, you'll see that previous to us taking over, lots of people hit the building. So this seemed like a great idea for backing up. You back up one truck, you grab this, you take it to the next truck, and you back that one up. And it would be able to see everything so that you can't potentially hit anything or anybody. The problem I've had with some backup cameras in some of the ambulances is there's a little glitch to it. There's a time delay. Yep. So by the time you realize that you've hit something, well, you've already hit it. You see it in your camera after you've already hit it. Now, when we're coming back from a fire scene and there's lots of stuff going on, washing hoses and putting gear away and getting gear, separated to go to the washers and everything like that, by the time you back up over the top of somebody and realize it, in a mounted backup camera, well, they're dead before you even realize you backed over them. This is real time, and it shows all the way around the truck, not just dead behind you. So it was a great solution that we thought.
But it also was not brought to the council that we knew this. We saw surveillance cameras, we thought surveillance cameras. Nothing was called in, nothing was brought to the council. I think that's the biggest.
Was somebody doing something that they thought that they were scared to get caught on camera?
Yeah.
That'd be my question.
I mean, to me, if I walk into a public building, I know I'm on camera.
Why didn't somebody, you, Kathy, whoever was in here and seen it, call Jeff and ask him?
Why didn't-
Instead of ripping them down and taking them out.
Why didn't, it can go both ways, Linda.
I'll go back
What-
to the old adage, two wrongs don't make a right.
No.
Yep, they should have asked, but you
Yes.
should have asked too.
Well,
Plain and
Right,
simple.
but we have talked about putting cameras in our trucks before for backing up. That has been talked about, and I can go back on all the meetings. Everybody here knows that I record every meeting, so we can go back and realize that it was talked about. And everybody at that time thought it was a great idea to put a reverse system in. Now,
the trucks.
like I say,
In the truck.
like I
store.
say, this would not just be straight behind us, but it would give us a 360 view. So to us, it was like the gold standard, not just a, hey, we're gonna back up. It was kind of a gold standard instead of a bronze. So we thought, this has already been talked about, let's get the safety procedures in, let's get this trained on. We come in for training and it's, where's the equipment for our training?
You know, why stop at the fire department? Why not get backup cameras on all vehicles?
It's not a bad idea.
For safety reasons.
I believe
The right thing
it's-
still would have been to bring it up, because we don't know how it's connected, if it goes through the Wi-Fi.
Yep.
Because we don't want us to use the city Wi-Fi, if that could be compromised or something. It
Excuse
just
me.
could have been brought up and explained
I-
what it is before it was mounted on the walls.
Yeah.
Like I said, I see, like I
Excuse
said,
me?
two wrongs don't make a right. You know, they should have done things different, the city should have done things different. No, we just have to solve it.
And tagging on his, I believe there's grants out there.
I just want to point out something. I'm not contagious, just so y'all know. Just in case. I have other medical issues going on, and I lose my voice from time to time. I'm not contagious.
But taking on what Larry's
Well, if you
saying,
were, I had my shots.
there's actually grants out there ever since
Aren't you?
9/11 that we could apply for that would actually, I mean, it's grants for cameras everywhere. Like all the way around the entire building, inside and outside, and I mean, there's grants available for
Well,
that.
if we're going to do it.
Ours was
let's
just
do
for
the
backing
entire-
up.
Let's do
but-
the entire fleet. Let's do
Yeah, the city truck.
Yeah, the entire city.
I mean, you
entire
could even
city
do the
fleet.
tractor, you could do the lawnmower, you know, depending on what you guys would want. It's doable and there's grants out there.
But I do agree with the, having the spotter policy that was brought up, I do agree with that. But the cameras just give you that little extra, because if you have one spotter, I'll guarantee they're gonna hit something with the other side of the truck, every time. I can show you accident reports of it. Like I said, waste management, they had such a problem with, because they were hooking things with the front bumper of the truck, they started putting them up on the post off the front bumper. You know,
but I also know people that sit there and just look at their
exactly.
screens on their
Yep.
their cars and they're not looking out their
Yep.
mirrors. And it's
So
like you
it's not a one thing solution.
It's a combination.
Yes, it's a
If you're backing up a truck with mirrors, you need to know how to use your mirrors. If you got a backup camera, you gotta use them in conjunction with that.
Yep.
So how is that connected to the cameras?
This would connect to the city's Wi-Fi and the camera would connect to city Wi-Fi also. and then this would be in 991 as the main place. And because 9 chances out of 10 you're taking 991 out. There's 1 chance out of 10 that we're going to be called for backup just for water. Grab this and pop it in the other truck, and there you go.
I personally think that putting backup cameras on the vehicles themselves, do the whole fleet, the tanker, the pumper, the city pickup, at least then 3. And maybe even the city tractor, but you know, that's not utilized as much, except for in the wintertime, but with the truck and I think all the trucks should have backup cameras on them. Install it. Because personally, I don't like the idea of having something sent through the city's Wi-Fi where it can be hacked easily, because let's face it, we're not that high tech here and have super security on our Wi-Fi system. So that's a concern to me. But I think the backup cameras on the trucks themselves is a really good idea.
We could
Because-
potentially maybe use some of our fundraising money to put a second Wi-Fi in. I don't know if that's an option.
But that still could be hacked too. That's the whole point.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
I wasn't following, but now I do, I gotcha.
Anybody's
Yeah,
Wi-Fi can
anybody's
be
Wi-Fi
hacked.
can be hacked. Yep.
Everybody knows that, you know. If
Yeah.
they can hack the government servers, they can sure as heck hack
But
toilets.
now, if
My
they
recommendation-
hack our Wi-Fi and they see like what's over there, I mean technically they could just rent the hall and they can still see what's over there. I don't know, what do you think?
I'm thinking put the backup cameras on all the vehicles.
Yeah.
Because I've done a little research on it since I heard about it.
Yeah.
I went and looked. There's all sorts of systems. They go from A to Z.
Yeah, on the tender and the engine, I would say put back and side.
Yep. I agree with that.
Because you can lose a Volkswagen and more on
Well,
the side of those things.
the mirrors aren't infallible,
Or a person.
Yeah.
and people
Anyone
aren't
who's driven a truck
infallible.
knows how big the blind spots are on a
Yeah.
high-profile
Yeah.
vehicle.
Because it used to be, we had tape on the floor to mark where you could stop your back wheels, and tape on the side of the wall there, centered on the door, and that's where you stopped.
How many times is the side tape under the tire?
Once in a while. But as long as it was on this side and not that side, and you weren't taking out the wall, you know.
Yeah.
It's just for safety. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with the backup cameras, that's a good idea. It's a great idea.
can I make a motion to put them back?
No.
There's no, but,
Not a city member, but can speak or?
yes.
Okay, I'm just curious, like, Pat or now, explain like if they were to, someone hacked into the Twin Lakes city internet, what exactly would people be looking for? Or, like, dumb it down for me. Maybe I'm too blonde for that. Why would it matter?
Because then they could get into everything that we have, all of our financial stuff.
But they can right now, right? If they hack it?
Yeah.
I mean, at any time, if they hack into our Wi-Fi, yes, they could get into all of that. So yes. So this would just be another opportunity for them to, if they were to get into it. So, but yes, that's what they could get
So
into.
how would it be another, explain more? I'm so confused.
Get another system that's active.
Yeah.
So would they have to actually, I'm kind of blonde like her, would they actually have to get a hold of this to hack into?
No.
And what would so how would having this connected to it make for another opportunity? I'm dumb. Like literally.
I don't know how they
have no
do it.
idea
I'm not that.
They would actually
Tech
have to
savvy,
hack into your network. It wouldn't give them another opportunity.
Well, regardless, I mean, honestly, my husband works for Elberly Fire Department. You know that. They have backup cameras on all the fire trucks. They don't have that. They have backup cameras on everything, and yes, they use the safety method where people get out. They get out, they look, they watch, they use the backup cameras, and so I think that, I mean, personally, I think that would be the better route to go myself too. But,
I mean, like I say, you walk into, I mean, literally, if you walk down the street, right down here, you walk down the street, you're on somebody's camera. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, you walk outside of your own, your home, you're on somebody's camera somewhere. And I learned that just from my job. I mean, we've watched many Ring doorbell footages of this happening and that happening and this happening and that happening. And it's caught on people's Ring doorbell, or it's caught on their security camera outside their house. I mean, to me, anytime I leave my house, I assume I'm on camera somewhere.
Let's give you another tool for accident investigation, if there were an incident, because it is there.
Right. And I mean, that's how I do that's how we knew that one lady bell wasn't pushed. You know, it was on the doorbell somewhere across the street. We watched it.
But I think the combination with the cameras on the trucks, like you said, the spotters,
Yeah.
and people being trained to use their mirrors properly, because not everybody knows how to use mirrors when they're backing up, you know. It's just one of those things. You use a combination of all of them, I think it's a pretty good safety thing.
Cheap insurance.
Very few insurance.
Well, you just don't want to see anybody get hurt.
Right.
That's the main thing. I'm not worried about the insurance, I'm worried about the person getting hurt.
Yeah. I meant just like insurance of that you're ensuring that somebody doesn't get hurt.
All right, on to the next. Travis Water.
Well, hang on, did we figure that out, are we putting those cameras back, or what are we doing?
Yeah, do we need a motion made to put them back?
No.
Or are we gonna, is there gonna be anyone, because, you know, we're like, backup cameras on all the city vehicles would be a great idea. Is there anyone at this, is this gonna be led from the fire department side, or since it involves other city vehicles, from the city side? I would be happy to work with whoever on coming up with a backing policy and stuff. Now, the legwork of tracking down grants, I'm already on the ambulance service, part-time on a sheriff's department, and a volunteer here. My time to go tracking down grants is like that much.
Well, and if it's coming
But I
from
can help
the
write
city
policy,
side,
because I wrote our backing policy.
yeah, if it's coming from city side, then I think city should go looking for the grant, but if it's coming from FRA side, then that would be
Yeah,
my job
right.
as the secretary to go looking for the
Right.
grant.
It's a
Right.
combination of both.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna mount them on the fire trucks, that's FRA. If you're gonna mount them on the city truck, that's part of the city too. Because I think needs to be done, somebody do some research on packages of what kind of cameras to get, because you want the side cameras also on the big rigs,
Yep.
correct?
Yeah.
Not so much on the pickup, but the
Yeah.
big rigs.
And they're gonna have to be an awful durable one for the.
Yeah, well, it's
Yeah.
gonna
For
cost,
both of them.
Because it's gonna
It's
shake the giblets out of
Bertha
it.
shakes worse than 991, so
It
yeah, it'll
does.
have to be a real
I think the water dampens it.
hefty duty one
So
instead of a cheap one.
I think the first step would be to explore the options out there, what's available for camera systems
Yeah.
and the costs, and then go from there.
Okay, yeah, because I mean, these were, when I looked up Wise cameras, they were $39.95 each, so this was a cheap solution.
Right.
And it, like I
Backup
say, it did a
cameras go from
360
less than
view
$100
of,
to a lot more money.
yeah, to many
But you're
thousands.
talking a little more sophistication with the side mount cameras
Yeah.
and the backup cameras on the two big rigs, and just a backup camera for the small one.
Then I think we're talking closer to 1,000 instead of $40.
Yeah,
You know?
but one, if you're gonna get the good stuff, especially for the big rigs, because you don't wanna break it down right away.
Yeah,
Not that they drove around 1,000 miles a month or anything like
Just
that.
takes one bad time.
Well, yeah, just one big pop.
Don't you already have cameras?
we do, they locked them up in the safe back there.
But,
Yeah.
but they're not for vehicle.
They're not being.
Right, I get that, but if they had to, if you guys had to get additional cameras, that would be an additional expense, but they already have cameras?
Yes.
But they can't be mounted on the trucks.
No, I get that.
No, but they, like I say, they were sitting up here so that it would show a whole area, and then one back there so that it would show a whole area, so you could literally see the whole garage as you were backing up, so that you couldn't accidentally get Bertha too far, our tanker, sorry, I call her Bertha. But you couldn't get the tanker too far over so that you'd end up against our gear rack.
But that's
So
what,
it showed kind of, like I say, the whole 360 view. So to us, it was like, wow, this is a 360 view and all you gotta have is this iPad and pop it right there, perfect. You can see down both sides of one truck and down both sides of the other truck. And you can see right where to stop too,
Quick
because the
and
back
expensive
one
fix.
showed where to stop before you hit that wall.
So my only point is that you already have something that was already existing.
Yeah.
You can just replace that, or you can go somewhere else. 'Cause, I mean, you
And
already showed that
spend
it
more money.
works.
Right,
Or you could go somewhere else and spend a bunch more money.
right.
Okay.
That was my thought process.
Because it's not a
We already
security
have-
issue. All Wi-Fi networks are encrypted.
but see, the backup cameras on the vehicles wouldn't be on the network.
Yeah.
It
And
would
those
be-
weren't
I
backup
get that, but
cameras.
like I said, there's no
Either.
security issue. They're encrypted. You have to hack the network itself, hardlined,
But if you
not
get the
Wi-Fi.
hardwired backup cameras mounted on the trucks with the side cameras, then all three vehicles, except for the pickup, you don't need the side cameras. Me personally, I think that's the way to go.
Yeah. I guess a little more talking about this and maybe more input and research would have saved a lot of headaches down the road. So
Yeah, well, and
unfortunately,
like I say, we had
it's-
already talked about cameras, so we
But-
thought,
yeah,
we already talked about this.
yeah. But we
did
didn't
the
talk about
research.
what kind of
Let's
cameras,
pop
so.
them in.
So if research can be done now, that would be great, and see what you can come up with. Greatly appreciate it. So. Travis?
Okay, so we were approved for a grant for the service line inventory. So ISG Engineering will be helping with that, doing the rest. I mean, we've got a lot of them already, but, so they will be sending out letters to try and get into any other buildings that still need to be inspected. So if somebody does get a letter, I'm assuming it will come from ISG, but it will be city approved, so.
Is that the survey you did last year?
Yeah.
Started?
Yep, and the deadline's coming fairly soon, so.
And I sent you pictures.
Yep. I got a lot of them, so it's just the water services to make sure what the material is of the water service. So. So anyway, this is just the first round of it, so what we don't have, but anyway, they'll be entering it into the system for us, so that'll be kind of nice, take some load off. And then I think you probably saw some of the quotes I had just for some road maintenance. You don't have to decide right now, I just wanted to, they were willing to stop down here and kind of give us some ideas or recommendations on what needs to be repaired on. And it was just two roads, it was Mill Street and Tower Drive. He kind of felt that Depot Street was already deteriorated enough that it probably would need an overlay before it would need any more work that way. Anyway, I just wanted to give them to you, and council can look through them and maybe get an idea. I don't know what's in the budget for that, I don't know that. And then I still haven't heard anything back from Shell Rock Watershed about if they would be willing to do any work on that culvert down there, cost sharing or something, because that's still, it was just patched last year. It's not perfect by any means yet, so that's kind of an important safety issue,
Yeah.
so.
And you haven't heard
Don't
anything?
forget about that, I guess, is what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say, so.
And you haven't heard back from them, you said?
I haven't heard anything from him, so I don't know if I need to maybe call him up again and just see, so we're not forgot about in
Yeah,
case
just
there's
say,
something.
hey, don't forget about us.
Yeah, never, doesn't
yeah,
hurt to do that.
That'd be great, yeah.
And then, and I think I mentioned that I will have to order chemical, I think I mentioned that last month, for the water plant, and getting low, so it'll probably be any day now, I'll get some of that coming too, so.
Okay.
Other than that, just getting ready to do a,
Wait, and I got out of Travis a second. Did you check out the other streets too? Because I know Main Street's got a lot of cracks going all the way across now. Did you see
So
that?
this is all county. The only
that's
roads
county?
we have is Tower, the only blacktop roads, Tower and
Oh,
Mill and
all right,
Depot.
all right.
So,
I was wondering,
Yeah.
I know that there's a couple cracks in there, I thought they're gonna patch them, but
Yeah,
yeah,
That's-
fortunately, that's county.
yeah, county and Highway Street.
Isn't Main Street County also?
Main
Yeah,
Street
it
and
is.
Highway Street here are county.
That's all I have.
Lisa?
Oh, the expense and revenue reports are in the packets there for you. If you have any questions, you can let me know. I only have 2 unpaid water sewer bills, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Considering the last quarter was terrible. We've got 3 CDs that are maturing here next month, beginning of June, and 1 maturing at the end of June, and then there's 4 more maturing August, and then 1 in September. And then after I talked to you guys about the laser printers, I talked to Metro Sales again, and I said that the price that he had given me, the lease price, was too high. And so he gave me a price, the purchase price of that 1 color printer, which also prints in black and white. He said to buy that one, it was $3,900. And then the service agreement would be $12.90 a month. And then the other machine that he quoted, which was $67.85 a month to lease it, to buy that one, which was the refurbished model, was $16.59. And then the lease agreement would be $13 a month. So that was, I thought, a lot better. And that handles, you know, the service, they do the service, the maintenance, and all the initial hookups. So if we have any problems, they come and fix everything. They're not IT, but they come and fix anything with the printer if there's any problems. So, and they can bill us monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, or annually. And if we go over the copies, it's like 13 cents a copy, which is 1,000 copies a month, which we don't even come close to that.
right. So would that be better to,
I think it would be better than buying one and then me trying to be the person trying to fix it or buying all of the stuff myself,
the
honestly.
refurbished one would be just about, it would be as good, wouldn't it?
The refurbished one, I think, would be because the
That's
color
right.
one is,
And you have a service agreement.
yeah, and the color one, we never print anything in color anyway. And that's over twice the price almost. Yeah, so it's $1,659, and then the service agreement was $13 a month. Travis, you said that in Hayward, when you guys bought the one over there, how much was that one? Do you recall? Like, was it
I don't know, I'm
around
sorry.
that price?
I
thought-
feel like I was, but
Yeah, because it seems like your guys' was maybe a little more, and then your service agreement maybe was a little bit higher. But I think,
They probably
I'm
have
sorry, I
more.
don't remember.
Yeah.
yeah, but I think you guys are bigger too, so. So at this point, yeah, so I guess I need to contact him to let him know if we want to move forward with either the brand new one or the refurbished model,
I think
That's
that
one.
refurbished model
the route we want to
sounds
go.
like the better deal.
I think so too.
Yeah, with the maintenance and everything, the maintenance is there if something does go wrong with it.
Yeah, I mean, other than it doesn't cover the paper, obviously.
So
But-
what do we have to do? Do we have to make a motion?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, I make a motion, you go for the refurbished one.
I'll second it.
okay.
A motion's been made and seconded. We're buying the refurbished copier with the $13 a month service contract.
Service agreement, yeah.
Oh,
And they, with that service agreement, isn't that where they supply the toner or?
Yep,
Yeah,
they do all
that's what I
that.
thought.
And if something breaks down, I call them, and usually, you call them early enough in the day, they're there within 2 to 3 hours.
Oh,
Because they're pretty close. Rochester, Owatonna.
Motion's been made and seconded to purchase the refurbished copier with the $13 a month contract, service contract. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Old business, the DNR water permit, the drought emergency. I don't know why she's got it on here. Should we still?
You know, I probably should mention another thing about that. So we had the well inspected. Again, every 2 years we do that. And fortunately, the drawdown, everything was within an inch or two of what it was 2 years ago. So that being said, it could very well be 10 years before we notice a drought and it lowers the water there because it's such a long time before it gets down into our water. So that bill will probably be in there, I suppose, if we do that every 2 years.
New business, Scott Hanna from Pub 69 has requested closing down of Mill Street from Highway 69 to Main Street on Wednesday, May 15th for approximately 5 hours for a car cruise hosted by the Twin Lakes Fire Relief Association. I guess I don't think that we need a motion on that. I'm not exactly sure. It's just that they would have to contact law enforcement the day of to, you know, say where this section of road is being closed down. I don't know that we need a motion on that. Do we want to make a motion on it?
I don't know.
Make a motion.
I'll make a motion that,
We'll make a motion to cover ourselves.
I'll make a motion that it's okay to close the road.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Okay. We have a motion made and seconded.
Who would
So
be
they should-
responsible for contacting law enforcement?
I would say either Scott for the pub owner or the Fire Relief Association that's hosting the event, that one of those entities needs to contact the law enforcement. That's going to be closed down. Okay? Motion made and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And then there's a statement in here, any complaints against any city employee, including fire department, should be submitted in writing and mailed to the city office at the P.O. Box 429. Complaint should be describe the incident in detail, including dates and times. The city will investigate and determine what actions, if any, must be taken. I don't know if there's some issues going on. I'm not exactly sure. So that's just for anybody that has any complaints about the city employees, or anybody needs to fill out a letter and send it in. And then Josh Lee paid his portion of his past due property tax and signed an agreement with the county auditor treasurer's office to make regular scheduled payments until the delinquent balance is paid in full.
And he was mowing yesterday, and he has to work for 3 days, and he's got 3 weeks off, and he plans on cleaning it up.
Okay, good. All right, and
I see he moved his car too.
yep.
Huh?
He moved that car.
Oh, yeah, a long
Yeah.
time ago.
Yep. Any other new business?
I don't want to open a can of worms, but under number 1 here under fire department, that got skipped over. About us cleaning. Yes, we do want to clean.
Yeah.
And yes, we kind of started with that. But, I mean, like I said, is we want people to be present so that we don't throw things away that are needed by another department, because we wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
And I was told, throw it all away. So what we didn't know what to do with is sitting next to the garbage cans, because we had no idea if it's used or if it's not used. We don't know. So I just wanted to
Yeah.
state that if some city employees could, I mean, I know we have more than just Travis, you know, but if they could let us know, do they use it for snow plowing? Do they use it for maintenance? Do they use it for lawn mowing? You know, let us know that. But when we asked about it and when we were talking about it at last meeting, it was throw it all away.
I don't think
And-
we said throw it all away.
So that's, I mean, if that pile could maybe just be looked through, if you guys can
Is it-
pass that
it-
message
here-
along.
Here in the fire hall?
Yeah, it's right next to the
Well,
garbage.
who's responsible for putting the garbage out for garbage day?
I think Travis does. Don't you, or?
Is that your job?
I just grab it when it's there, but I mean, anybody can put it out, it's not like it's my
Well-
house.
No.
We weren't sure, cause you're the water guy, so I'm like, well, that garbage really doesn't have anything to do with water, but I didn't know, you know.
Naturally, if it's garbage, I put garbage out.
Right.
Yeah. And I don't know if, you know, yeah.
Yeah,
So you
know,
have the opportunity to look through it and see if you wanted to.
Yeah, I grabbed, just a PVC pipe that belongs here that I grabbed out of there, but other than that, I just saw there was some used, I think those 20-gallon jugs must be used oil containers. I don't know if
Yeah, I
Larry
have
needs them
no
or not,
idea.
but that's what it
I'll
looked
talk,
like is in it.
I'll talk
so
to Larry and tell
Yeah.
him to go through, look
if
through that
nothing else,
stuff
we
there.
could
and-
use that. so.
Yeah, and see, so I'll let Larry know. All right, we'll pay the bills. We'll put this on the agenda and go over it next one. Okay. Travis, $1,040.42 for the month of April. Lisa, $556.09. We got reimbursement for Travis for $5.80 for water,
I get the postage.
postage for some water, oh, it's
Samples.
water samples, I gotcha. Lisa, $43.14 over that rug that you bought.
Yep.
And we have Hawkins. I had a question on this Hawkins. Why are we charged $10 a month? Is that, because it says it has 1 unit of 150 pounds of chlorine, a chlorine cylinder. Do we get a chlorine cylinder every month for $10 or is that?
We have to pay, basically pay a demurrage charge on having the tank, which is just the fancy word for renting the tank.
No, so why do they, okay. Clear as mud on what it is. $10 to Hawkins.
These are the only people who can buy from them.
I know, they gotcha. They gotcha. And then we have our property taxes that are due. Unfortunately, we gotta pay property taxes, and they're the different lots here, and I guess I couldn't tell you which is what for what, but one is 380, do we pay the, that's half, yeah, 384.01 and $39.95. Try to get this taken care of. Just take,
Yeah, I
just
told
put
them-
city clerk and take her name off of
I
it.
told them, yeah, a bunch of times.
All right. And go for one is $2.70. And this is Ultimate Safety Concept, Twin Lakes Fire Department, $1,047 for,
I'm not even exactly sure what all the stuff is on
That's hoses.
Sorry, I didn't hear that was.
there. The ultimate
Safety Concepts for $1,047.
Yeah, I think it's detailed on there. It says
Yep.
hose and things like that.
Well, it doesn't really say
It
hose.
says
Oh, does it say 2.5 instead of hose?
It says
Like
hydro
1.5,
test, high
1.5.
pressure.
hydro test, high pressure, I don't know,
That's what it is though.
inspection cylinder cycle,
Tanks.
performance pack.
Yep, for the tanks.
SCBA testing.
Jeff saw, it. I mean,
Yeah,
Jeff
Jeff
did
signed
see
it,
that,
yeah.
he signed it. He's
$1,047. And then this is a bill from Peterson Coker in Benda's office. And as of right now, we're not paying that as per Matt Benda.
Is it itemized?
Yeah, yep, I can pass it around and show you if you want to look at it and stuff. So, it's from, well, it says January 2nd. Looks like it's all of January and part of February's bills here. So,
Yeah, I want to see it.
and then we have a utilities consultant, UC Laboratory, for, looks like some, maybe send some samples in, or,
It's either water or sewer, I'll have to look through it and see which
okay,
one's.
it's $149.30.
Unless it says right here.
Yeah, phosphorus and nitrate, it's the usual,
Okay,
the usual.
That's sewer.
okay. So those are those bills. And then we have the ACH automatics that come out. Is this Kira?
Yeah,
We have Kira for $241.48 for Travis.
yep.
And
That's the,
what?
that's that,
Oh, the federal taxes,
Yeah.
$672.46. Then we have Freeborn Mauer with the total of $678.02. And there was $25, or excuse me, $75 credit applied to this bill for the energy light reimbursement.
yeah, that rebate.
Okay. And then Minnesota Energy is $222.95. And WCTA is $142.31. And that's it for the ACHs. And we have a motion to pay the bills.
Oh, I got it? Okay. I'll make a motion to pay the bills. You give me a copy of it?
Yeah.
A motion's been made to pay bills. I have a motion to pay bills.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
You'll second that?
I'll second it, but not this, we ain't paying this one,
We
right?
are-
No, we're not paying that
this
one. No.
No.
Tanner made a motion. I need a
Oh.
second.
Yeah.
Okay, second's been,
Yeah.
okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Or opposed? Motion carried. Anything else? Our next meeting is June 3rd, Monday, June 3rd.
The cameras that were taken down,
Yep.
they go back to
Yep.
them?
Yep, we've got them in
Okay.
the office, we'll get them to. Motion to adjourn,
I'll make a motion.
okay?
I'll second that.
All right, made motion in second, all in favor?
Aye.
I think I heard the Honda come just after I sent it the text.
Yeah. It's actually, it's for, it's this cheap little Chinese.
Oh, so it wasn't even you, was it?
Okay.
Things so terrible, it's really
So like,
You need this, Travis, you need that
I
back?
never. Yeah, I should keep one of them, I think, yeah. I didn't
Oh,
show
this
Tanner
way,
that.
Alan? I'm always dead.
I think you've got the super fancy.
Oh, good.
Mail ones, so it's probably-
Good.
Yeah, I'm like, what are they gonna do?
Oh, yeah.
They can't
You go
have
with
to do
Texas
it,
everyone.
because the way that hill.
Just to go down
Yeah,
on the
so
coast so I
it's
can
just
go
cracked
fish.
up, that's all that is.
That's all that is. I mean, the way that doubles out of the way it is.
Oh,
Yeah,
let's see.
So,
Last year I caught
like,
shark,
they'll just
snapper,
rubberized stuff, if it's not a very wide, they'll rub it out, like
Yeah.
lines running.
bunch of other stuff.
Well,
Gap
yeah,
top,
well,
gap top
Where you
catfish.
drive over it, it's got the tug plug to it.
Yeah.
Domestic, it's like.
All we eat, the like red snapper, that is so delicious.
Got like
That is
laminated over the
really,
top.
matter of fact, I'm making some tomorrow night. I,
Anything for
make
fixing
a,
that, where it runs, the water runs down, or is there any way of fixing
lump
that?
crab
Without
meat
putting gutters?
stuff,
Not really, huh?
roll it up in that, and then I make
I mean,
a white
wash
wine
it up,
sauce
yeah.
with shrimp in it, put it over the top. It is really, really rich. And then I got fresh asparagus for the grill, so that'll be
I mean, it's not so bad now that people walk by, that's what you fill it in with gravel and keep it
I
coming.
got a gallon Ziploc thing already. And plus they wrap and it's just, it's not really hot yet.
They're not stopping to come down the hill, but if you come down there, it's coming.
Yeah.
You know, the other side of the process, where that water comes from.
It's true, it's coming.
It comes.
Comes when it comes down there.
Yeah, well, we've got a lot of rain here lately.
8.5 inches, really.
Yeah, it's gonna rain tomorrow.
Got them, well, they said maybe not.
Yeah, they said tomorrow, or
In
Wednesday.
about 3 years, it'll be good.
It's gonna rain?
Yeah. I gotta be gone at 4 o'clock in the morning. And it's really fun to go out there. Oh, by 6 a.m. they should clear up.
Basically,
Yeah.
it's just
right.
I can make you a copy here, Dave.
I had a question.
Pickled asparagus is really, really
I don't know. John was saying the other day,
But those,
Kathy said something, somebody did, about
That's how I like
you
it.
can't have a driveway there.
so the mastic.
The curb is cut out. There was a driveway there. It just wasn't